Top of the Let's Panic a Little More About Our Lives in Cyberspace line recently is the story about a security expert who claims to have hacked into an airplane's flight controls mid-flight, stating he got access via the entertainment system and creating a panic run on paperback books and real newspapers at airport kiosks everywhere. If indeed true, who's to blame, the hacked or the hacker? Our guest is responsible for over 40 laws and regulations protecting the American public, while director of the New Jersey Division of Consumer Affairs, chairman and founder of Identity Theft 911, Adam Levin. Adam, thanks for joining us again.
Thanks for the invitation, Ed.
As always, my friend. All right, now here's Chris Roberts, a security researcher with One World Labs. Says he took control of an airplane. He caused it to briefly fly sideways. Adam, I'm just not falling for this one. Should we?
You know, Ed, you don't know. As we become increasingly interconnected, anything is possible. We've seen hackers remotely control cars in demonstrations. He said that in a controlled environment, he has actually proven on a number of occasions that one could possibly take control of an aircraft by going in through the entertainment system, especially if there was a satellite communication system involved, and then using that to crawl into the control system. So the problem is that hackers are becoming so sophisticated. Remember, he's a white hat hacker. He's one of the good guy hackers. And white hat hackers usually hack into something in order to demonstrate a vulnerability. And this is a cause that he has been championing for years, is his deep concern about the fact that while things are becoming more convenient, while there are more bells and whistles, while people are getting the entertainment they want, sort of bread and circuses, that they're also widening the attack surface and making ourselves more vulnerable.
Okay, now, the bread and circuses, great point here. Are we getting to the time when, because of the vulnerability of this software, that quite frankly, you've got to isolate an airliner and simply take all of that out because that's the easiest way to get in? We've got to realize that you've got to trade off convenience for safety.
Well, no, but I don't understand how you can't have segmented systems. Where, you know, systems are completely self-contained.
How would you do that, though? I mean, let's just tell the general person, how would you do that and make that work in an airliner? And how tough would that be to do?
Well, again, the one area I'm not involved in electrical engineering, but I do believe that there are ways that you can create self-contained, independent systems where nothing gets near flight control. You know, I remember the West Wing episode where they were yelling at the president's communications director because he was using a cell phone while they were trying to land. And he went through an entire list of how it's impossible that there could be an interference there. But unfortunately, as we learn more and more and we see what's going on with the interconnectivity of our society, and hackers are becoming more sophisticated, nothing is sacrosanct. We've seen it with traffic control systems in cities where hackers have demonstrated the possibility of hacking into there and turning all reds light. I mean, we see TV shows all the time, including CSI Cyber, where they're changing streetlights in order to redirect traffic. You wonder whether with systems with railroads that this is possible that someone could hack in. We've seen it with cars. I mean, when it involves a transportation system, you are talking about national security.
So about a minute and a half that I have left here. Congress is talking about cybersecurity legislation with a lot of bills here, say the networks would be less vulnerable to hackers, but they would do so at a cost to the privacy of individuals. Now, is that simply the way it has to go, or do you shake your head and go, it doesn't have to be at the cost of privacy?
I don't think it has to be at the cost of privacy. I mean, the truth of the matter is that you can send over threat alert information and you can wash out personal identifying information unless there is a specific subject or a community of subjects that are of concern. But you don't have to send over the kitchen sink. And I believe that a lot of institutions are doing it through ISACs now, and it's just, we don't want to effectively turn everything into an NSA party line like we did in the old telephones, where you'd get on the phone and 9 other people would be joining you. But at the same point, we do have to share threat assessment information. We do have to have more openness between government and business in order to get a handle on this, but we don't have to expose the privacy of millions of Americans in the process.
But you better be careful here, Adam, because you and I both know that as soon as we start talking about this, they will say, wait a minute, it's the only way to get things done. If we don't do it this way, it'll never get done. And quite frankly, then we're all stuck up in a political whirlpool again, which never really stops. But that's why we're here, to bring a little sanity to it all. Adam, I want to thank you so much for joining us. I'm sure we'll talk again, because this is not going away anytime soon, my friend. Appreciate the time.
It's only getting worse, my friend. Have a wonderful evening.
That's our job, to go ahead and scare people, and we've done just the wonderful job of it once again. That's our job. Thanks a lot, Adam. Remind everybody that what they're talking about here is hackers exploiting employee trust, predictable behavior, or the failure to follow security protocols. They call that wetware, and that's one of the biggest intrusions these days. All right, stay with us. The fastest 60 minutes in news, The Hardline, will continue.